Good day, everyone. Welcome to this course, BCE312, Highway and Railroad Engineering. I will be your reporter for this day. By the way, I am Joshua V. Ato, a third-year student from the College of Engineering Education. And for today's lesson, we are going to talk about the different road patterns. So, let's talk about first the importance of road patterns. Roadway patterns are very essential in the development of the settlements of a city. However, recent development in cities does not give importance to the study, since these road patterns give rise to numerous roads that are not interconnected. Housing schemes and commercial development built far away, where roads are very distant from the center of the town. The increasing distance between the residential and commercial hub of the city increases the dependency upon cars for the daily travel course each household members make frequently. The roadway patterns also increases the responsive time in terms of emergency. The responsive vehicles take to reach to the certain place where emergency takes place. Then, furthermore, road patterns are very essential for various developing cities, especially in the urban areas, since it provides a development of our roadways, making settlements to be organized, and also leaves a significant improvement of our flow of traffic and safety. This road network could be laid into various patterns, and these numerous patterns has its own limitation and advantages, and it may depend on the locality and the placement of the settlements. So here we are going to talk about the various types of road patterns. First is the rectangular or block road pattern. In this pattern, the whole area is divided into rectangular block of plots with streets intersecting at right angles. Next is the radial and block. In this pattern, the entire area is divided into network of roads radiating from the business outwardly. And radial and circular road pattern, in this system, the main radial roads radiating from the central business area are connected together with a concentric road. Then the fourth road pattern is the radial and grid. A radial network of roads radiate from the center outwardly. And the fifth is the hexagonal pattern. This pattern is a network of roads that grow in such manner in various directions, forming a hexagon. Then the last is the minimum travel pattern. This road pattern In this type of road pattern, city is contented by sector center, suburban center, and neighborhood center. To further discuss each of the road patterns, now we are going to talk about first the rectangular block grid pattern. So the rectangular block grid pattern is a plan where the street and roads are in the form of grid or block pattern of roads running perpendicularly into each other, thus forming a grid or block. A factual example of this type of pattern is the North Naziabad area of Karachi in Pakistan, where the streets and roads run at an angle of 90 degrees into each other. And usually this type of pattern, the streets and roads are far away from each other, and it takes a long time for each to reach the center of the area of the city. Then this type of pattern is normally considered weak from the road safety point of view, as the vehicle meets at opposite direction at intersections, because the roads are at 90 degrees, which is considered to be perpendicular from one another. And usually the main road is wide, which passes through the center of the area, and other roads connecting 8 are narrow. This pattern is sufficiently easier to construct and maintain. And this type of pattern has a good aesthetic view, and the road geometry is easier to understand because of its pattern. As we can see in the diagram, it forms a block or a rectangular form where the center or the focal point of this road pattern located the central business area, and the horizontal roads are considered to be main road, and the vertical lines or roads are known to be the crossroads. And between the blocks, we could see the built-up area. So the next pattern is the radial or star and block pattern. So before we are going to talk about these various radial patterns, let's first define a radial pattern. A radial pattern in this type of pattern is the network of roads in a form of circles emanating from the center of the area, and the paradigm of radial pattern can be found in the Federal B area of Karachi. You can search it. It is an example of what is a radial pattern. So this pattern may be further classified into 3 types depending on its layout. And the first classification of radial pattern is radial or star and block pattern. This type of pattern or of network is a combination of radial and block pattern. A radial network of roads radiate from the center outwardly with blocks pattern network of roads in between of the radial main street. So at the center of this radial block pattern, we could say the central business area where it is called to be the focal point. And the radial roads are the lines that are interconnected within the central business area. And between that radial roads, we could see a rectangular pattern, and in here, in between of these radial roads, we could say that these are considered to be a rectangular pattern from the previous pattern that we have talked earlier. Then the next radial pattern is a radial or star and circular. This type of road pattern, the main road radiate from the central point and are connected together with a concentric road that are also radiating outwardly. So as you can see, there are lots of circles we could see. From the center of its focal point, we could see the central business area of this pattern, and just like from the previous one, the radial road are located here, and there's another type of road called the ring road where it is interconnected to the radial road, and this could be called also a concentric road. So next radial pattern is a radial or star grid pattern. In this pattern, it is somehow a combination of radial and grid pattern. A radial network of roads radiate from the center outwardly, same from the previous one. However, the concentric road we could see in here are known to be grids, and the main radial streets are interconnected by providing grid patterns between the main streets. And the main streets I am talking about is the radial road. They are being connected by this grid or the concentric road. And the grid, as we all know, grids is a network of lines that cross each other to form a series of squares or rectangular. So much with that radial pattern. We are going to talk about the hexagonal pattern. So what is a hexagonal pattern, by the way? So this pattern is a network of roads that grow in such a manner in various directions, forming hexagons. And in this pattern, the entire area is provided with a network of roads formatting hexagonal figures. At each corner of the hexagon, three roads meet the built-up area or the boundary by the sides of the hexagon. And this is further divided in suitable sizes. So from the figure or diagram at my PowerPoint, you can see that it is really a form of hexagon, and the boundary between this hexagon are the roads. Lastly, the last pattern is the minimum travel pattern. It is very complicated, as you can see, but in this pattern, city is connected by sector center, suburban center, and neighborhood center by the road each required minimum of to connect the center city. And from the diagram, it is very complicated, as you can see. The lines that are as you can see is like interconnected with one another are the roads, and it has a main road from the central or the focal point. And beside this diagram, we could see the legends of that these dots. The mainstream, which are radiated with circle, is called to be or known to be the city center. Encircle that or the center and center, the main center or the focal point. Then the other dotted from this diagram are called the suburban center, and the small ones are known to be the neighborhood center. And yeah, this presentation of a minimum travel city, because they are limited with minimum car to travel. Then so from all of these road patterns, we could say that they are vital and essential in terms of the organization of our roads. And it is important to have this study of road patterns, since it contributes in the expansion of a well-planned city. Uh, that's it for today. Thank you and have a good day.